If you're an e-commerce brand and you're leveraging Google Ads, there's probably 3K to 10K being wasted within your ad account as of right now, every single week that you don't even know about. I'm talking about duplicated conversion tracking that's inflating your results, shopping campaigns competing against each other, branded and non-branded mixed together, and product feeds that are so poorly optimized that Google doesn't even know whether to show you products. I'm going to walk you through our exact audit process from A to Z. This is the exact same process that we leverage to audit ad accounts that are spending up to $1 million per month on Google. The exact same process we've used to audit over 400 Google ad accounts here at Echelon. I'm going to show you where exactly your money is going and how to fix it. And if these things aren't happening within your ad account, then great, your ad account's performing well. But if not, by the end of this video, you will now know how to fix it and where to go. We start every single audit with conversion tracking because it's the foundation of everything else. If your conversion tracking is wrong, every optimization decision you make is based on false data. As my woodwork teacher used to say, measure twice, cut once. So first you want to navigate to goals in your Google Ads account, then click summary. Now here you want to check your conversion actions. And what I want you to see is one primary action and the rest are secondary. As you can see, we've fixed this in this specific account. Because here's what we've seen behind the scenes in many of our audits. Unlike the fixed example we showed you just then, people are going to have multiple primary event trackings in the exact same priority. So it looks like this. Your Shopify, Google, and YouTube app is tracking purchases. Your Google Analytics 4 is tracking the same purchases. Maybe you've got Klaviyo firing purchase events, possibly even fucking Sim Process or Adnabu sending server-side tracking. Sometimes it gets worse. You might also have begin checkout events or page views or add to cart actions all set as primary conversions with assigned values. So when this happens, Google Ads thinks you're sort of getting massive value from easy actions and your campaigns start optimizing toward page views instead of actual purchases. Now to get the true scope of the problem, let's go into the ad account. Let's go into the campaign and I'm going to show you how to create two custom columns. Click columns and modify columns, then click create a custom column. First one we're going to do is total unique conversions. Then this will obviously show us the number of conversions that's been tracked by your primary purchase event. Scroll this one down, click that, perfect, save. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to add another called repeat rate. You want the formula here to be conversions divided by total unique conversions. Save this as well. For e-commerce, your repeat rate number should be between 1 and 1.1. Here's why. Because some customers might buy twice in a month or might buy multiple items in a separate transaction. If you're selling products with short purchase cycles, things people buy every 15, 20 days or less than 30 days, this number could be higher. But if this number is significantly above 1.1 and you're not in a high frequency purchase category, I can almost guarantee that you're going to have duplicated tracking, inflating your conversion numbers. The fix here is to keep only one primary purchase conversion action and set all the others as secondary conversions. Navigate to your conversion actions and change duplicate trackers from primary to secondary in the conversion settings. For most Shopify stores, I do recommend keeping the Shopify, Google, and YouTube app as your primary tracker and then setting GA4 enhanced e-commerce to secondary. The Shopify integration is reliable and it does handle the currency conversion quite well. As a final step, you want to always make sure to cross-reference your Google Ads purchase data with your actual Shopify analytics. Go to Shopify analytics, look at your total orders and revenue for the last 30 days, compare this to your Google Ads conversion data, also how much money goes in your bank account from Google. They should be within 10% of each other. If Google Ads shows significantly more revenue or purchases, you definitely have duplicate tracking. If Google Ads shows significantly less, you might have conversion tracking gaps, meaning some purchases aren't even being recorded at all. The secondary conversion setup is also critical for optimization because while purchases are your primary goal, you should track these secondary actions for better optimization. Add to cart events set as secondary conversions for remarketing insights. Begin checkout events, higher intent signal, then add to cart, but keep a secondary. Email newsletter signups, only if you have a strong email marketing in place, set this as secondary. The key is sort of giving you these secondary conversions estimated values based on your funnel conversion rates. Keeping them as secondary so they don't basically interfere with your primary optimization target. Now, once we've fixed the foundation of tracking, let's move on to the next step. Checking customer lists. Because Google's ability to find profitable customers depends entirely on you teaching it who your actual customers are. And this is where we discover something shocking. So go into shared library, then audience manager. In your data segments, add a filter. So that filter, it's going to be customer lists. As you can see here for this brand, when we audited the brand, none of their lists were in use. Now, I can assure you that most of the time you are going to have something very similar in your account because 83% of e-commerce accounts we audit have 0 customer lists uploaded. Fucking 0. Or like you saw in the example earlier, 0 in use. And they might have uploaded them or they might have updated the email list or customer list like fucking 6 months ago, but now they've scaled and they've spent another 3 million on ads. They have more emails, more customer lists. So why'd they upload it? Now, this isn't just a missed opportunity. It's the reason why your Performance Max and your other campaigns are showing ads to just random fucking people instead of people who actually buy products like yours. But it's not just about having customer lists. It's about having the right customer list with proper segmentation. It's going to be slightly different for each brand. With that being said, here are 7 that we've actually ran for a few of our ad accounts. List 1, all purchases. Anyone who has ever bought anything from your store, this is your foundational list for lookalike targeting. List number 2, high value customers. So your top 20% of customers by total lifetime value. And these are your best customers that Google should find more of. List number 3, recent purchases. So customers who brought in last 30 to 90 days, critical for excluding from new customer acquisition campaigns. List 4, cart abandoners. People who added the products to cart but did not complete the purchase. Perfect for remarketing campaigns. List number 5, email subscribers. So non-purchasers, but people who have subscribed to your email list but they have never brought. Good for nurturing campaigns and to basically get them in the funnel down the line and get them to purchase. List number 6 is just repeat customers. So customers with 2+ purchases, we like to put it at. These are ideal for upsell and cross-sell campaigns. And then the 7th list is lapsed customers. So customers who have purchased 6+ months ago but have not brought back since then. So you can do win-back campaign targets. Each list serves a different purpose in your campaign optimization. The technical requirements for customer lists. Each list needs at least 1,000 matched users to be eligible for targeting. So upload customer email addresses, phone numbers, and mailing addresses for best match rates. Google typically matches 60 to 80% of your customer data. Now, customer data is huge. You own this data at the end of the day, but not enough if your campaign structure is fighting against itself, which brings me to our 3rd critical audit step, analyzing campaign structure. And this is where we uncover the most expensive mistake in Google Ads campaigns. Campaigns competing against each other for the same fucking customers. You guys have probably heard me say this before, but it's what happens when you mix branded and non-branded campaigns. It drives up costs and it makes optimization nearly impossible. So go into whatever campaign you want, but ideally, let's just check a PMax campaign. Under Insights and Reports, select Insights, scroll down a bit, as you can see, and now we're going to use a custom range. Let's do last year, so we have some comprehensive data that we can actually compare and also look at. Click into View Detailed Report. This is basically a report of the search terms your ads have been triggered by. So once you have that list, you want to basically export it and then categorize them. Branded terms, your company name, brand, plus product combinations, misspellings of your brand, and the non-branded terms are just generic product searches, competitor comparisons, problem solution searches. So if more than 30% of your ad spend is going to branded search terms, you have a very big structural problem. If it's above 70, you're in fucking crisis mode because you're paying Google premium prices to basically advertise to customers that are most likely going to fucking shop with you anyways. Yes, you need branded stuff to protect your name, but it shouldn't be all your spend. Most of your spend should be going towards new customers. The budget allocation should typically be 60 to 70% to prospecting campaigns. Prospecting is just a fancy word for fucking new customers. 30-40% to brand protection. Most accounts we audit have this completely backwards. Now, let's get into the 4th step in our audit process. It takes us into the technical things that powers all your shopping campaigns. Google Merchant Center. Look, most e-commerce stores spend fucking hours optimizing their campaign settings, testing ad copy, adjusting bids, CPCs. Especially e-com brands, this is one of the most important things. They completely ignore the one system that determines whether their products even fucking show up in the first place. Think of Google Merchant Center as the engine of your car. You can have the best driver in the world, perfect GPS directions, premium fuel, great fucking Michelin tires, the best of the best. If the engine is broken, you're not going anywhere. That's exactly what's happening with the GMC for most e-commerce stores. We're going to start by checking your shipping settings. Navigate to your Google Merchant Center account, go to shipping and returns, and then what I want you to do, I want you to click on one of your shipping policies. Now, we just want to click through this until we reach delivery times. As you can see here, it says 1 to 3 days handling time, but what we often see when we get into our audits, we see the default 3 to 3 days in the handling time. Google's shopping ad auction considers shipping speed as a ranking factor when determining which ads to show in what position. So if your actual shipping is next day or 2 days, but Google Merchant Center is telling Google that you need 3 days to handle orders before you can even ship them, you're losing ad auctions to competitors who might have worse actual shipping but have their GMC configured correctly. The fix requires you to manually override those auto sync settings. Now, the second major GMC issue is going to surprise you because of how simple it is to fix, yet almost every person, every ad account misses this one. Navigate to marketing, then promotions. I bet 95% of you watching this section is completely fucking empty in your GMC account, despite the fact that your website probably has active discounts, sales, free shipping offers, you name it. You have promotions for your email marketing, so why isn't your promotional calendar cross-referenced everywhere else, including Google Ads? When you do this correctly, it adds motion callouts to your shopping ads that dramatically increase click-through rates because visually people go, fuck yeah, it's a sale. But we're talking about site-wide sales, category-specific discounts, first-time customer offers, free shipping promotion, bundle deals, gift with purchase offers, BOGO offers. All this should be configured in GMC, and you can do it all. Free shipping. You can add even your shipping times and how quick they get it. But here's where most people get this wrong. They set up the promotion in GMC, but it doesn't match exactly what happens when someone actually goes through checkout on their website. The promotion has to work exactly the same way in checkout as you've configured it in the GMC, or Google will disapprove it all. Anyways, let's move into the third critical GMC audit area, which is product feed quality. And this is where most stores lose absolutely massive performance potential, because the biggest opportunity that we see in almost every single audit is product title optimization. In the GMC, view your products. And here we have a client that we're auditing right now. But when it comes to Google, they're conversion killers because they don't even give Google or potential customers any meaningful information about what makes their product special or who it's for. The structure should be gender, product type, key attributes, brand size, or variant. As you can see here with another brand, we've done this exact thing. The optimized titles give Google much more information to match relevant searches, and they just give potential customers confidence that this is exactly what they're looking for. Number 5, we're going to talk about your bidding strategies. So this isn't about Google's algorithms being bad or smart bidding not working. This is just about fundamental misalignment between what you tell Google to optimize for and what actually drives profits for your e-commerce store. So here's what I mean. You tell Google to get a 4 ROAS, but your break even is actually 3. So Google is leaving profitable sales on the table, or you use target ROAS on campaigns that don't even have enough data. So Google's essentially guessing and usually guessing wrong. Or let's say you're using smart bidding on your brand campaigns where you should be focused on cost control, not algorithmic fucking optimization. Let's start with the fundamental bidding strategy audit for brand campaigns that we leverage, because this is where we find some of the most obvious profit leaks. Navigate to your brand protection search campaigns, the ones targeting your brand company name and branded terms. Check the bidding strategy setting. If you see target ROAS or target CPA on these campaigns, you found a major profit leak that's probably costing you fucking thousands per month. But brand campaigns should use manual CPC, and here's why. People searching for your brand already have high purchase intent and brand awareness. You don't need Google's algorithm to fucking optimize bids for these searches. What you need is just cost control. The typical scenario we find is brand campaigns using target ROAS with CPCs of $5, $8 per click for branded terms, when the exact same traffic could be captured at $1 to $3 per click with manual CPC bidding. Manual CPC gives you complete control over what you're willing to pay for each branded keyword, which should typically be 20 to 50% lower than what you're currently paying with smart bidding. You set your manual bids based on the maximum you're willing to pay for branded clicks, knowing that these clicks have the highest likelihood of converting. For non-brand campaign, check the conversion volume in the last 30 days, and then this determines which bidding strategy will actually work versus which will just waste your budget. And here's our progressive bidding framework that's based on actual data volume. Campaigns with 0 to 15 conversions per month should use enhanced CPC or maximize clicks. Smart bidding algorithms need data to just optimize, and without sufficient conversion volume, you're essentially just letting Google guess. And Google's AI is good, but it's not that fucking good, and you can't just think Google's gonna do crazy shit and get everything right with fuck all data. And it usually guesses poorly, to be frank, for e-commerce. Campaigns with 15 to 30 conversions per month should use target CPA, which is cost per acquisition. So focus on just controlling your cost per purchase rather than just return on ad spend. And this gives Google a much clearer optimization signal when you don't have tons of conversion data. Then campaigns with 30 to 50 conversions per month can now use return on ad spend, so ROAS. Now you have enough data for revenue-based optimization, and Google can start optimizing for the value of the conversions, not just the fucking quantity. Campaigns with 50 plus conversions per month should test maximize conversion value. Let Google find the optimal bid for maximum profitable revenue within your target ROAS constraints. Once we've optimized bidding strategies across all your campaigns, the 6th step in our audit process focuses on search campaigns, and this is where we constantly find the most fixable profit leaks in any Google ad account. What's fascinating about search campaign issues is that they're usually so obvious once you know what to look for, yet they can be costing you $1,000 per month in wasted ad spend. So let's start with the match types you should be using. So exact match should be 40 to 60% of your keywords for proven high converting terms. Phrase match should be 30 to 40% for controlled expansion around core themes. Broad match should only be 10 to 20% for discovery, and only when you have smart bidding enabled. Most e-commerce accounts we audit have this completely backwards. 70% broad match keywords with manual CPC bidding, which leads to massive budget waste on completely irrelevant traffic. In your search terms report, identify high performing search terms, good conversion rate, acceptable cost per acquisition that aren't currently targeted as keywords, and these become your keyword expansion opportunities. You want to filter search terms by conversions greater than 0, cost per conversion below your target, and search terms with 3+ clicks for statistical significance. Add these high-performing search terms as phrase match or exact match keywords with competitive bids. Let's look at the next critical search audit area, which is ad copy, relevance, and performance testing. Navigate to ads and extensions in each campaign. Check ad performance metrics based on campaign type. Click-through rate should be 50% or higher for branded campaigns, while shopping campaigns should hit like that 2 to 3 CTR, regardless of whether they're branded or unbranded. If your performance falls below these benchmarks, you'll need to refine your ad copy. But all this search optimization means fucking nothing if your video advertising strategy is just missing revenue opportunities, which is exactly what we uncover in the 7th audit step. This is what I call the forgotten profit center of Google Ads, YouTube, and just video advertising. So here's what's interesting. While every e-commerce store is fighting tooth and nail for the same search and shopping traffic, YouTube sits there with over 2 billion logged in monthly users, where most of them are in this discovery mode, ready to learn about new products. Yet when I audit accounts, the only video ads they have are on Meta or Snapchat, or the ones they have tried. The biggest creative mistake we see in e-com video ads is they just look too polished, because people get their videos from Meta and they think it's going to work on Google, but they just look too polished. Because when you're doing YouTube, what we've seen work best is by thinking like it's TikTok, not Meta. The creative that's converting right now looks like content, not ads. Raw, authentic, and just focused on showing the product in action rather than just beautiful lifestyle shots. This is where most stores are actually leaving money on the table without even realizing it. So navigate to your YouTube campaigns and check performance across different formats. YouTube Shorts versus in-stream ads versus in-feed ads. Each format performs differently for e-commerce, and you need to know which one actually is driving your actual sales. But this is going to vary for different industries and what creatives you have. But as you can see here in front of you, we're seeing more conversions and differing ROAS from different formats. You want to check your network segmentation performance. Are your ads showing on YouTube only, or are they also running on display network partners? Most e-commerce stores get better performance when they exclude display network and just focus purely on YouTube placements. Lastly, when it comes to YouTube, they hardly ever look at what their competitors are doing on YouTube. And the quickest, most free way to do this is actually to just go to the Google Ads Transparency Center. Once you find your competitors, you can see their YouTube ads, and while you're pretty limited in terms of what you can see, you can essentially see what creatives they're running, when they're last shown, and how long they're actually been running for. If the creatives are running for a while, you know they're winning. You want to use this as a creative inspiration tool, and it's also a good place for you to get insights on their ad spend strategy and what they're actually focusing on. There are also other tools you should be aware of, like VidTal, that will actually allow you to pull deeper insights from competitors. Use these tools to see and compare performance, because then you'll actually be able to know exactly what's happening in the competitive landscape. Look at their creative themes, messaging, angles, video lengths, and how frequently they're refreshing their creative. If competitors are running the same creative for months, there might be an opportunity to cut through with fresh, more authentic content that looks like TikTok rather than that traditional polished advertising. But all this traffic optimization means nothing if your landing pages aren't converting the traffic you're paying for, which brings us to our bonus step, which examines what I call the conversion bridge. Basically, the landing page experience that connects your paid traffic to actual sales. Here's the brutal truth. You can have a perfect conversion tracking, flawless campaign structure, optimized product feeds, and brilliant ad creative, but if your landing pages aren't designed for paid traffic, you'll still lose money. And here's the massive assumption that's costing most stores thousands per month, maybe even fucking hundreds of thousands per month. They assume that any old landing page will work, or that the default PDP is set up properly for paid traffic. And this couldn't be any further from the truth. The first thing you need to do is check if the right landing pages are actually getting your ad spend. This is where most people discover they're bleeding money without even knowing it. Go through each of your ad groups and check where the ads are sending traffic. Here's a real scenario that happens more often than you'd actually think. We had a client running dynamic search ad campaigns, and what ended up happening was their brand sizing chart page was actually pulling ad spend and views. They were essentially paying for traffic that would never convert. People looking at fucking sizing information. There's no CTA, there's no correlations. At the end of the day, comprehensive checks you need to be doing, and ensure that Google is only targeting your proper landing pages that are designed to convert. Look for pages that are getting clicks but have zero conversions. Sizing charts, FAQ pages, blog posts, customer service pages. These need to be excluded from your campaigns immediately. And after this, you have to double check how well your product pages match with your ads that you're running. Are you seeing poor conversions? Any potential areas you should assess? This is the mindset you need to be having when you audit your own ad account. Google Ads optimization isn't about making random tweaks and hoping for better results. It's about systematically auditing and fixing fundamental structural issues that are just bleeding your profits every single day. The biggest mistake I see is just trying to optimize campaigns when the foundation is completely broken. Fix the foundation first, then optimize on top top of solid fundamentals. When we do the audits on our side, we personally audit accounts for several hours, and they're very unique per brand, and then we present that completely for free. So if you're interested in having us do that for your account, grab a time with me. The link is in the description below. Any questions, drop them below. When I have a spare minute, I'll go ahead and respond. Have a good day.